how much are you paying in fees for the investments that you have? Plus, how much are you paying for your financial planner? And are you paying too much than what you really need to or should be paying for the type of advice that you need? So we're going to help you today break down to see how much in total fees are you paying. So let's take a look here. So what we're going to look here is a chart that we actually put together for one of our clients who this is where their investments were before they worked with us. And so we were able to show them, hey, your total fees here with where you're at are about 1.26% all in. And we were able to show them that with us, it would have been around 1% or a little less. And we were able to save them a little bit of money on fees. And ultimately, too, we were going to give them all of the planning that we did for that cost. So not only are they getting investment management at a lower cost, they're also getting tax planning and other comprehensive planning that they're not currently getting with their current advisor. And so we were able to show them that through this. So although the management fee only says 1%, that's what most advisors say, oh, I charge 1%. Well, what else is there to there? Is there platform fees? Is there trading costs? What other fees are they charging? A flat planning fee on top of that you have to pay each year? You've got to look at the all-in cost. For her, it was a management fee, but also there were internal expenses for the funds that she had. She had a lot of mutual funds within her investments, which obviously drove the cost up, which allows her total expense ratio to be 0.26%, which this isn't too bad for most people that we see. We see some people with internal expenses of 1% or more, plus they're paying a management fee of 1%. So nothing excessive here that we're trying to show. We're just trying to show you that there is ways for her to even reduce that 0.26% even lower by being smarter about how she invests that. And so maybe that looks like using individual stocks, which have no internal expenses. Or maybe that means using index funds, which have very small internal expenses, versus mutual funds, which have larger internal expenses. And so that's what you have to decide on. And again, I'm not bashing mutual funds. Mutual funds can be good investments. They can have great returns over time. But the problem with mutual funds is that more than, I don't even know what the stat is, but half the investment advisors or the fund managers for mutual funds underperform the market. So you're basically flipping a coin to see if that fee you're paying that mutual fund company is going to be advantageous or not. So what our philosophy is, what we believe in, is let's try to keep costs really low. Yes, we're still going to have the active management that you're looking for, but with us, you're only going to be paying one fee rather than the excessive two fees is ultimately the idea. So let's break this down for her situation of what were some of the funds that she had that really drove up the costs there in her portfolio. So whenever looking at the cost of a mutual fund or any fund in general, we typically go to Morningstar. So if you can see on Morningstar's website right now, we're looking up one of the funds she owned, which is American Funds Growth Fund of America. It's actually probably one of the most seen mutual funds. There's one specific company that offers this quite a bit. They've got a revenue sharing agreement with them, which means they get more money if they offer this investment. So we often see this a lot because there's a lot of those firms in our community here. So with this American Funds investment, you're going to see the expense ratio is 0.6%. That means that you would have to pay your management fee of 1% plus an additional 0.6% just to own this fund. Now, again, nothing wrong with this fund. It's done great over time, but just understand there's an added cost there. That return has to be 0.6% more to come above that. And then another one she had was T. Rowe Price. So you're probably familiar with T. Rowe Price. This one was 0.65% was the expense ratio. And again, I'm just trying to show you here of where to look for this expense ratio. If you just go to Morningstar, type in your ticker symbol right here for that fund, you'll be able to see what that is right here. And I like using mutual fund just so it's consistent so you know where to find that expense ratio quickly there. Here's another popular fund that we see, Fidelity Contra Fund here. This expense ratio is 0.55. This one is another one she had, BlackRock Global Allocation, 0.84%. So like I said, her fees are not excessive in these, like some of the funds we see. We see a lot of funds that are 1% or higher. Here's one that she had that the expense ratio, look how high it was 1.46%. So just understand, she's got, and this is an income fund, so it's going to be tough to really get 1.46% growth over time. I mean, bonds have only done about 5% on average, and you're already having 1.46% eat at it. Not to say this couldn't do better, but you're just understanding that you're paying 1.46 plus 1% management fee. that's almost 2.5% fees you're paying there. So you just want to be aware of what that is and make sure it suits what your philosophy is and what your goals are is ultimately the idea. So hopefully that helps you there. If you'd like us to run that internal expense report for you, go ahead and schedule a time in the description below, and one of our advisors will basically go through that analysis with you and show you where you're at and see if there's anything you can do better there. So hopefully that's helpful for you.